this fight? Because I know it's not one that you necessarily were thinking was going to be maybe on the radar.
Yeah.
But so, what were your thoughts when they gave you the call and they said, "This is what we want you to do"?
I wasn't exactly ecstatic about it, just because I really have been working on my jiu-jitsu skills, revamping them, bringing them back because my timing was so off because I've worked so much on stand-up over the years that I hadn't put the practice and the time in to keep my jiu-jitsu skills sharp. And so, fighting Roy is going to be difficult because, he's fought, I've said this many times now, the 4 best heavyweights and submission artists in the heavyweight division. Myself, Nogueira, Verdum, and Barnett, right? Nobody submitted this guy. So it's almost like I'm going to have to go back to fighting the way I've been fighting, where just use my stand-up and movement and really just, my head moves really well. It's hard to hit me. And then, my grappling will just defend his grappling.
What ultimately made you say yes to it? Was it just lack
Money.
of other options?
Yeah, there wasn't really other options.
Do you look back at the first fight at all? Because it was 8.5 years ago, it's just wiped clean.
Yeah, no, we're both different fighters. Well, me more so. Some of the things you look at, I looked mostly at Roy. I always look at the guy's last 2 fights, and then I look at his best fight when I study somebody. Okay, how did he perform at his best? What is his best fight? And then, how does he perform, in his last 2 fights?
Obviously, you're not in a position that you want to be in. Nobody wants to be on a skid. What goes into that for you when it comes to preparation and trying to work through that and not keep that kind of in the forefront of your mind when you get ready to fight?
Well, I mean, honestly, it's more about financial purposes, right? You always worry, if I get cut or if I don't get paid the same. And then I'm lucky that I've established myself so much in the sport that Bellator wanted to cut me tomorrow. I'll sign with a new league on Monday. It's not that hard. Especially now with bare knuckle fighting coming up. You see a lot of guys, and the heavyweights, there's just not a lot of us that are willing to fight, man, that are good enough to fight, that people are entertained enough to watch. So as long as you don't go out there and throw fights and show that you don't want to be there and make it painful to watch, winning and losing really doesn't matter in our sport. It really doesn't. I mean, hell, Randy Couture, I think, was like 18-13. If I told you he was coming back right now, everybody would try to sign him.
Does the other options and the fact that you're a heavyweight keep you going in your 40s? You know that you've got quite a few more years left of this?
Yeah, well, you gotta ask my wife that one. Yeah, I think we were at some fights and we were watching, and 2 high-level guys, and she looked over at me. One of the guys was even in the top 10 rankings, right? She looked at me and she goes, "Holy shit, you'll be able to fight the rest of your life." She's all, "This is horrible." I'm like, "Yeah, these are heavyweights. Heavyweights suck, majority of us, They're just not very good fighters, They're like watching polar bears fighting over some food, The balance isn't great. No one knows how to do submissions barely. Once you get out of the top 10, you're really, scratching the bottom of the barrel. Other divisions, I mean, if I was 155 pounds, I'd be screwed. You know what I mean? You can't drop a couple fights at that weight. There's 15 hungry kids that are just as good, if not better than you, waiting at all times, You're ranked top 15 in the world at 55 or 45. You're a killer, you know what I mean? You're ranked 15th in the world in the heavyweight division. People might not even know your name.
Roy said something similar about, you said we all suck or whatever you just said. I don't believe that either of you guys really believe that about yourself.
Oh no, I think that Roy's one of the good. Roy will be able to fight the rest of his life. The look he has, the way he carries himself, his fights end exciting both ways. Whether he loses, he gets beat up a lot, takes a lot of punishment, or he wins the highlight reel right hand, right? And so that's just how that kind of works, There are other heavyweights out there that they better keep winning because, they're not entertaining. Even those guys, look, man, heavyweight divisions are easy. I mean, that's why you go to a card. I could be 70 and still fight if I want to.
Do you envision yourself being 70 and still fighting?
Ask my wife. I hope not.
All right, man, I appreciate it.
Stan Lee said it best, right? So behind every successful man is a woman who spent all his money.